I'm dreaming of a black Christmas. So this review was based off a recommendation off of a subscriber, man, very special subscriber. He's been watching my shit since I started, since I was like really awkward in this shit. And that's my man Terrence Bell. He suggested Black Christmas when I reviewed Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I credited that movie as being the original slasher movie, but he kind of put me onto some shit. He was like, nah, the original slasher movie is Black Christmas. Now, technically speaking, Chainsaw Massacre came out before Black Christmas, but Black Christmas does set the template and the formula for future slasher movies, and it's very influential to the culture that came afterwards. This was my first time watching this, and I'm shocked because I've seen a lot of the throwback horror movies from back in the day, so I'm surprised this one slipped under the radar. But thanks, Terrence, for putting me on to this. I did watch it, and yeah. This movie was made in '74. By the way, I'm not going to get into spoilers here, because I'm pretty sure a lot of people haven't seen this movie. But, yeah. Okay, first of all, this is my kind of film. It's gritty, it's grimy, it has an exploitation, dirty kind of feel to it, and that's the kind of shit that I like. I did find myself getting bored quite a few times, no diss, man. I did find this movie a little boring, but I did find it interesting, all the different films that came after this that was influenced by this. Off the top of my head, I can think of Scream, definitely was influenced by this movie. Halloween, definitely. Friday the 13th, like any slasher movie that you can think of that came in the 80s was influenced by this film. Was it scary? No. I don't even consider this really a horror movie. Like, this is not really a horror movie, but it's definitely slasher 101. Here's a quick fun fact, too, because I read up on this movie after I watched it. Okay, the movie was called Black Christmas, right? It was a Canadian production, directed by Bob Clark. He also did Porky's and Porky's 2. And when Warner Brothers picked it up, they put it out there as Silent Night. Let me see, because I wrote it down because I knew I was going to forget, because you know me and my old age. It was called Silent Night, Evil Night. That's how WB distributed the movie. And the reason for this, check this out. The reason why they changed it from Black Christmas to Silent Night, Deadly Night was because they didn't want audiences thinking that it was a blaxploitation movie. And I guess at the time, blaxploitation was kind of taking a nosedive, and they didn't want people to be like Black Christmas. Oh, that must be like Blackula or Blackenstein. Because remember, back in those days, when the blaxploitation movie came out, they always put a black in front of it. So you had Black Cleopatra, you know, Black Hercules, Black Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Like whatever white version of the movie came, the black version always put a black in front of it. So they didn't want to get Black Christmas confused with blaxploitation. That's why they changed the name. Oh shit. Yeah, but eventually they did change it back to Black Christmas. So anyway, the plot is real simple. These sorority girls are having a Christmas party at their sorority house, and pre-Lois Lane Margot Kidder is one of the sisters. And it's funny because she's kind of sleazy in this movie, like she's a drunk and she's always smoking cigarettes, totally opposite from Lois Lane, and that's how I always remember her as a kid. So it's kind of funny seeing her in this sleazy role now. But anyways, they're having a Christmas party, and they get this random phone call from this weirdo who talks like the guy from Scream, which I was like, oh shit, that's where Scream got the idea from. But hold on, I'm getting ahead of myself. So the movie starts out with this guy they just show it from the point of view of, I guess, the so-called killer climbing up the sorority house, climbing up into the attic. And he's breathing like Biggie Smalls. Like he's got that Biggie Smalls thing going on. You're thinking he might be like 400 pounds. And he sneaks up in the basement, and he constantly calls these girls and starts harassing them, saying the most vile, repugnant shit that can come out of a person's mouth. You can tell this is 70s exploitation, because the shit that he was saying, you couldn't get away with saying nowadays. The girls think it's a game. They have fun with it. Okay, ha, he's a weirdo. He's just a pervo, whatever. But little do they know that this guy's about to fuck their world up. And that's all I want to give away. That's where the slasher shit kicks in, because the girls think it's a game. He shows them that it's not a game. And then one by one... No diss to my man Terrence. Hey, we like what we like. I know there's some movies that I put out there that I absolutely adore, and people would be like, this nigga tripping. So, dude, I'm not gonna say you tripping for loving this movie. Just me personally, I thought it was like mediocre at best. But then again, if I seen this way back in the day, I probably would have had the same feelings that you have. You know what I mean? Like, if I just seen Texas Chainsaw Massacre now, I'd probably be like, yeah, it's a little dated, but it was alright though. But because I have memories of being freaked out by this shit, and when I do watch Chainsaw Massacre, it brings back some old childhood fears. It still fucks with me. So this movie may have sentimental value to many, but to me, I thought it was mediocre. I thought that, I was bored a lot of the times. I mean, there was some cool slasher shit going on, and like I said, it was just cool seeing where a lot of filmmakers got their inspiration from for the other famous franchises that's to come. So yeah, the Friday the 13th, the Halloweens, the Elm Streets and all that shit, they owe a lot to Black Christmas, because that's the one that really kicked things off. Even though Chainsaw Massacre came before that, but this was like the real deal original slasher movie. Wrapping this up, I'm gonna give Black Christmas, I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna be fair, I'm gonna give it a C. Not a failing grade, not a great grade. If you're into the horror genre or slasher genre and you haven't seen this movie, I recommend you watch it. I think you'll get a kick out of where the other movies got their ideas from. Anyways, y'all, that's my review for Black Christmas, a C. Have you seen it? Let me know what you think about it. Comment freely below. Thank you for watching. As always, this is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.